I have broken my camera, so I'm recording this on an iPhone XS. Let me know how the quality is. So I've had the 15 Pro Max for maybe 1 year now, and today I'm gonna just talk about the 15 Pro Max. This is my iPhone 15 Pro Max. I got this from the USA. I paid equal to 1.35 lakh rupees for this a year back, and this is a 512 GB iPhone. As you can see, the build quality is still very good, and even though a year has passed, I think the build quality is superior to my previous 13 Pro Max and even my 14 Pro. The 14 Pro had much better build quality than the 13 Pro Max, and it also had always on screen display, which this also has. This was the first iPhone generation, the 15 generation, to have the USB-C, and for me it has been a major boost because I have a MacBook charger and I can just plug it in like this, and in 30 minutes I get 50% extra battery. Let's talk about the build quality first. The build quality is superior to the 13 Pro Max, which was a lot heavier, and I would also want to compare the build quality of this with the 16 Pro Max. I feel the 16 Pro Max is slightly wider, so because the 16 Pro Max is wider, it will be a bit difficult for you to hold. And not just that, it's also significantly bigger and heavier. So 6.7 inches for me the perfect size, and I think XS Max was the last time that the iPhone actually had a 6.5 inch screen. Right now it has a 6.7 inch screen, and the newest one has a 6.9 inch screen, and the regular iPhone 16 Pro has about a 6.3 inch screen, so 0.2 inches increase in both the Pro models. Anyways, so one of the reasons you want to get a 15 Pro Max and not a 16 Pro Max is because the 16 Pro Max might be a bit heavier and also wider, which might cause you to take longer to adjust to it. Okay, and I've read many reviews and seen many things. I'm not just speaking out of turn. The display is gorgeous. It is still gorgeous after 1 year, and the sound is brilliant. It's so brilliant that sometimes I feel as though I don't need an external speaker. I literally enjoy playing music on my phone, even if my speaker, this is the Bose SoundLink Flex, a very good speaker. At home I have a SoundLink Max, a Revolve Plus, I have a Sonos Beam 2, all of that, but sometimes I just like to play music on the iPhone at most times because I know it's going to be very catchy and fun to hear. Podcast sounds absolutely brilliant. So great sound, great display, great build quality. All of these are 5 on 5. I'm not even going to give them 4.5. All are 5. Display, build quality even after 1 year, and the sound, all are 5 on 5 for me. This is my battery stat, and as you can see, 371 counts, and it's at 90% right now. Now what I did was that I stopped caring about this maybe around 92% or 94%. 94%, I said, you know what, I'm gonna live my life. If I've got a phone of this magnitude which costs so much money, why the hell should I keep caring about that, Also, I have not put any screen protector on my phone. There is no screen protector, as you can see, and it has a few dings here and there, but that's how I live, man. I don't believe in, see, there's one right here, and there are 2 or 3, but they don't really matter because when you look at the phone, you're not able to see them, With the iOS 18, I have noticed that there has been a 1.5 to 2 hour drop in how much battery you can use. On the iOS 17, I used to get maybe, I want to say, if I charge it to 100% at the beginning of the day, even at the end of the day, I would have been left with about 43%. End of the day means 10 p.m. or 8 p.m., however you look at it. Whereas now with the iOS 18, I think if I charge it to 100% in the morning, by around 5 or 7 p.m. I might be left with just 30% battery. So please be aware of Apple. You may want to get the new iPhone 16 because you might think, you know what, dude, let me get the latest and greatest because Apple, is going to be better. But please know that Apple does a lot of planned obsolescence. What that means is that it will make your phone obsolete very quick. Is because let's assume your battery is at 75%. You can always go to Apple. If it's below 80%, they will charge you 4,000-5,000 rupees and they'll change your battery. They are very, very irritating, and sometimes they don't change it. If it's above 80%, Apple says it's fine, you use it. But if your battery goes below 80%, you can pay $5,000 and get a new battery. Who cares, man, at that point? Now, another thing which I really like about this is that the connectivity and the call quality is brilliant. and I'm able to hear everybody even in a very crowded, loud room if I really want, and if I'm not drunk, if I'm not partying, I can hear the other person, So now who should buy this? Well, it is a 10 on 10 phone with the ideal size and ideal weight. New one is much wider and heavier, so somebody who's looking to buy a used iPhone 15 Pro Max, you should probably get this. This is 512 GB. I have never enjoyed a phone this much as far as content creation is concerned. I do my live streams on this, and the quality is brilliant. It's better than my iPad, than my MacBook. The audio and the video is brilliant. I enjoy reading in this format, especially if you put it on portrait. And as you might know, YouTube really promotes your live streams if you put them in portrait mode. That's something to watch out for if you're a content creator. How are the apps? Well, everything is fine, but with the iOS 18, WhatsApp has become much worse to operate. I don't know what's going on Apple, and I don't know why people are not complaining about it, which is why I'm making this video. The cameras and photos and videos are a 10 on 10 again, and the reason I say that is because you can watch my vlogs when I'm traveling. I don't carry my Sony camera, the same one which is not working right now. I don't carry it. So if you actually were to go ahead and I'm going to link 2 or 3 videos of mine, and you can see the quality at Switzerland, and you will not be able to tell that it's shot from an iPhone. Yes, of course, if you really zoom in, you will not find that kind of contrast and clarity, but who cares, man? At 400 MB for a minute worth of audio and video, I think this is brilliant, especially with the 512 gigs. I think it's phenomenal. Those of you who are worried that they have a 128 GB iPhone or a 256 GB iPhone, you're out of space, you can always buy something like this. I'll link it up in the description. This is a SanDisk 1 TB, and you just plug it in basically, and literally you can go into files and transfer all your heavy 200 2 GB, 4 GB, 10 GB files onto this and have a backup, and then erase it from your phone. This thing costs like 8,000 bucks, so it's a complete steal. I have 2 of these, and I highly recommend this for all content creators or people who like to take a lot of photos and from Amazon. I recommend the 512 GB, but I also have a suggestion for you guys. If you are going to a new iPhone from an older iPhone, don't transfer your photographs in your videos. Let them be on the Google Photographs. Just take up some cloud storage and probably use that, and don't use your phone for the same. Why do I say that? I don't know. I feel if you are getting a new phone, you should try a new way of life versus using all your old photographs and all that. Oh, I'm gonna miss my mom so much, or I'm gonna miss my dad so much, whose photographs are there on the old phone. Dude, move on with that. Just get on with it, dude. Get on with life. You should look forward and miss the new life which is coming to you versus wishing for the past. So I never transfer all my photographs, yes, my contacts and all that, and you can actually select in the transfer wizard. Apple has really improved that. So these were the things I really love about it. Now for the things which I don't love about it, I'm really struggling to even think of something. I think the phone is durable, it has a great display, it has good build quality. The price at 1.35 and 1.5 lakhs for 512 gigs is probably a lot of money, but I think it's actually worth it. This dynamic island, I don't care for people who want a full screen. The Face ID works most of the time, but recently I've been having a lot of trouble with it. The battery life has gone down with the iOS 18, but these are not real issues. Whenever you go to a new iOS or a new software update, there is some handshaking issues which will happen. Yes, this does heat up a lot, and I've never had an iPhone which does this so often. Every time I charge it and I'm in a car, what happens is that it'll stop charging after 80% or a certain thing, because it'll be like, I'm waiting for your iPhone to cool down. This happens in the month of July and October also, and September. So it's not really about Delhi being very hot. So there are mostly things I like about this, and as you can see, I'm struggling to say anything I dislike about this. If you get the new iPhone 16, it has this really cool studio feature so that your mic is enhanced and it feels as though you're in a podcast studio. So please look up that feature. You're taking a video and you can literally choose what kind of audio you want. I love the Apple iPhone 15 Pro Max. I've never had a better iPhone. This is a much better phone than the 13 Pro Max because of the build quality. 13 Pro Max feels like a brick. It's a much better phone than the 14 Pro. I don't care about the always on display. I always keep it off. It's a very good phone. The one thing I want to tell you is that if you already have a lot of screen time in your life, maybe you want to get the 15 Pro, because if you get the 15 Pro, then what happens is that studies have shown that you end up using the phone much less. Okay, so that was my after 1 year review for the 15 Pro Max. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much. If you want me to do some things in Hindi, I can probably try that. Peace out, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Do subscribe.